We have heard your voices, especially through social media, through radio, through telephone calls, through WhatsApp messages on groups, discussions that we have had concerning the ongoing and widespread power outages that are currently affecting several parts of the country, including large sections of Kampala city. Over the past few weeks, many households, industries, institutions, and businesses, they have experienced intermittent, actually intensified power outages, especially in the Kampala region, but also in other parts of the country. First and foremost, I want, on behalf of the ministry and the entire family, to say that we acknowledge that power cuts like this cause inconvenience. Not just inconvenience, they cause losses, especially to businesses, and they disrupt our plans. So before these current power interruptions came, actually, we made attempts to communicate to the public. UEDCL issued a number of alerts and notifications for power outages over substantial areas. There were appearances on TV and in newspapers. However, the response that we have received, especially me as the leader of the sector, shows that the communication was not sufficient, and many households, many businesses, many people were caught off guard, and the population was taken largely unaware. And I want to say, on behalf of the sector and on behalf of government, to say that we are sorry about that. We apologize for that. It seems our communication was not sufficient to reach you. And we are praying that today you will hear us, and we work together moving forward. We are with you, we are with the population, and we are hearing you. So I want to explain some of the areas, to actually outline some of the areas that have been affected by these enhanced or intensified outages over the past 3 weeks. We have 3 main areas around Kampala, along the Kampala North Namamve transmission line, covering areas of Kyambogo University, Kabaka's Palace, parts of Ntinda, industrial area, Kisasi, Kulambiro, Kororo, Old Chira Road, among many other parts of that region. We also have areas along the Kampala North Mutundwe transmission line, covering covering Kawempe, Kavule, Makerere, Nakulavye, Namungona, Kasubi, Nabweru, Saporo, Kagwa, and the neighboring areas. There are also other parts of the country that have suffered these outages, including outside Kampala, including Mbale. The Mbale sub-region had about 2 days of outage, and areas of Kakumiro, and some other areas around Mbarara. So on behalf of the ministry, I want to take this opportunity now to explain to the nation, because there have been so many theories that we have seen why we are having power outages. I want to explain to the nation why, but I also want to give a promise when this is going to stop. And lastly, to request for your patience, your cooperation, and your understanding, because this is for the good of the nation. Whatever we're experiencing today, the challenge in power is resulting from actually a good work. It's resulting from work that we are doing to make sure that we stabilize power and also meet the demand. So there is ongoing upgrading rehabilitation work on our power infrastructure. We have been working both on the transmission lines and the distribution infrastructure, which is required to deliver electricity safely and in a stable manner to you. So let me explain a bit more on what is necessary. As we all know, especially our city has grown really, really fast, and our population has increased fast. So this has put a stretch on the electricity demand and on the infrastructure. This growth is reflected in our industrial activity. We have many more industrial work, industrial activities, many more businesses that require heavier electricity, and many more households that need and demand connections. Government has put up many institutions, private sector has put up many institutions, and so this has raised the demand on the infrastructure that we had. Well, this is very, very positive for the economy, and we don't want in any way to say slow down. We want you to continue investing. We want people to continue investing, and the government is also continuing to invest. It has placed a stretch on our infrastructure. Sections of our electricity supply network now require that we upgrade, that we strengthen it, so that we are able to meet this demand. When you stretch the electricity line and the supply, what happens, like anything which is overstretched, it begins to malfunction. So the power became unstable and sometimes dim, especially at peak hours when we need it to use, when most of us are back home. To date, UDCL, which is our distribution company, serves up to 2.7 million customers. And I can tell you we hadn't planned for that number. Well, the overall electricity access continues to grow across the nation. Right now, we are at 62%. 62% of the households are accessing power. And it is really, really our desire that we grow that rapidly. And since January this year, we have been able to connect 76,000 customers. Despite the massive complaints that you are raising about connection, we've connected 76,000. And at the same time, we have about 500,000 customers who have applied to be connected. UDCL is ready to clear this backlog now within the next 6 months. I think that is good news. Many of you have reached out, you applied within the next 6 months. We want to clear the backlog of power connections. To continue, to improve the current service and accommodate these new connections, government decided to invest in expansion of the capacity for us to repair some infrastructure which was old, but also to increase the capacity of some of the infrastructure like the substations and the transmission lines. So what are we facing now? Because a number of you have had the power switched off from morning to evening consecutively. and you are not very amused about it. One, government is undertaking major transmission network improvement projects around Kampala and in other parts of the country. And these projects specifically include the Kampala Metropolitan Transmission System Improvement Project. This includes the integration of new substations. Substations are like our first stop when power comes from a very high line. It stops there, then it is distributed. So we have been putting up some new substations and also replacing the existing wires that transmit the electricity, because some of them are aging and they are no longer safe. The Kampala Metropolitan Transmission System Improvement Project is funded with support from JICA, that is Japan International Cooperation Agency, and we are at 91% completion. The first parts of the work did not affect your distribution because we are working in the constructing the substations. But the last part requires that we do the wires to now transmit the enhanced power supply. Now this work of taking now the power from the new substations is going to continue up to the 8th of August, at which point power outages in those areas, we will say bye-bye to them for some time, and we'll have stable electricity. This project includes construction of new substations at Maya, Buloba, and in Mukono, upgrades of substations at Kawala, Mutundwe, and Bujagali, reinforcement of critical 132 kilovolt transmission lines, and deployment of mobile substations at a substation at Namongona. A mobile substation is like a substation we bring, but when we need it somewhere, when we have connected the fixed one, then we can move that somewhere else. But this one serves in the meantime. So following the completion of the substation upgrades, there was now a need for us to modernize and expand the transmission networks serving the greater Kampala area. This wiring requires planned shutdowns to ensure safety of workers, of the public, and also of the electricity infrastructure. The upgrades, as I've already said, will improve the system. Electricity is going to be more reliable. You'll have less outages, and it is going to increase the capacity of the grid so that now we can meet those new connections, those new applications that have been flooding our inbox. I applied for power 2 years ago. I applied 6 months ago. We are now going to have capacity to connect you. And our technical teams from both the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company and working together with the Electricity Distribution Company are in the field. They are working very hard on these sites to make sure that power stability is restored as planned. Again, I repeat, this work is going to continue up to the 8th. Please bear with us so that we can serve you better. Now, the second reason, because this is not the only reason why power goes off. The second reason for outages is due to some sections of both the transmission and distribution network which are heavily overloaded. They are overloaded, and when these are overloaded, power tends to go off. Power will jump off from one area it will go off and it will be unstable when everybody, to protect itself, its infrastructure, but also to protect you, it goes off. So several substations and transmission lines are operating above their optimal capacity at the moment. This necessitates that we need to reinforce and improve reliability and accommodate the growing electricity demand. So our engineers from both UTCL and UDCL move around, playing around with the magic as we have longer term plans to upgrade everything, to make sure that power is still available to you. And this has happened of recent in some areas of Mbale. The Mbale region suffered 2 days of outage because they were working on their lines. Also, some regions of Kakumiro are also experiencing this because their transformer is currently overloaded, and some other parts like in Mbarara. The third reason why your power will go off now is when we are doing routine maintenance. Ladies and gentlemen, electricity infrastructure, like any other, it requires servicing and maintenance. And as you well know, we cannot work on these lines when the power is on. So we will be, from time to time, as we maintain the lines, switching off periodically. This will be taken care of, and through prior communication to alert you. I wish I could say that we will not switch off power at all. I wish I could tell you that, but any time power is going to be switched off in your area, if it is intentional or not accidental due to some unintended breakage, we will inform you so that you plan ahead of time. The other reason why we are experiencing power outage in some parts of the country is due to vandalism. Fellow Ugandans, why would any human being go and cut down and destroy an electricity infrastructure, knowing how essential this utility is in our lives? But we have experienced areas of vandalism where individuals go secretly and destroy the infrastructure that brings electricity in several parts of the country. There have been targeting of towers. Those towers are really expensive to put up and they take time. But somebody will go with a hacksaw and cut the tower which is transmitting power. We have also seen people stealing the conductors, people steal transformers, they drain oil out of the transformers, they steal poles, and this has resulted in the uncoordinated outages sometimes, which we had not planned before, so we cannot forewarn anybody. Of recent, the most recent of these have happened in Mukono. Wana Mukono wemuli. Wemuli. Mwono na amasanyalaze. Bombo. Nabo babba. Bono na amasanyalaze. Kamuli, Masaka, Bushenyi, Busunju, and really some people have gone as far as digging out underground cables in the Namave area and also in Bugorobi. Now these cables are transmitting power to people. Of course, for you, you'll be just saying, UDCL. But can't we protect this infrastructure? Because biafefena, isn't it? It is all hours. Everybody needs masanyalaze. So I want to take this opportunity to appeal to fellow Ugandans. Let us safeguard electricity. Let us protect this infrastructure. As you see, for us to upgrade, we have had to borrow money. because putting up this infrastructure is very expensive. If you see somebody vandalizing power infrastructure, why don't we have some community action to watch over this? Because for you who are in that area, you are the ones going to be affected. Please report to the nearest police station any acts of vandalism. Segambye nti mubakube. I haven't said that you, you report them to what? To the nearest police station or a UEDCL office. They are all over, they are clearly marked, or UETCL. Protecting this network is our shared responsibility. So, just to recap what is going on now, why we are having power outages, mainly around Kampala, is because we are doing an improvement. We are making service better for you. We have heard you. We have heard your cry. And we have been working behind the scenes. But now we have reached where we need to connect you. Please be patient. Some of the outages have come because the infrastructure is overloaded. We have not yet reached there to improve it. And our technicians, our engineers work. They have to turn off so that they play around a bit so that we keep going until then. The third one is because we are vandalizing masanyalaze. Twonona masanyalaze. So, and lastly, the overloaded ones, they will jump off themselves. They will jump off themselves to protect themselves. They may also go off. So in the long run, beyond what we are doing in Kampala, what is government? What has government put in place? Government is working on accelerated completion of this ongoing transmission projects in Kampala metropolitan area. To complete that, we need to do the wiring. We're also working to reinforce the overloaded substations and the feeders. We are replacing and upgrading aging transformers. We have some transformers now have come into the country, and we are replacing. We'll gradually keep improving the power, and we are expanding the network, which is going to help us now to connect many of you who had applied and you've been complaining. And then government is also acquiring more mobile substations that can be put in those places where we are not yet able to build the permanent ones, so that you keep online until we are able to come and build the online. I want to assure us Ugandans, including me, when power goes off in my home, I'm not happy. But I want to assure you that we have made a lot of progress, including our industries. The industries were complaining they didn't have enough power. Power was unstable. Now we have worked up to 99.7% of the supply, that higher voltage supply, which goes to the factories. Sometimes you call them, I was told not to use this, but we understand three-phase, okay? Many industries don't work with the normal one, which we use for lighting our homes. So government remains firmly committed to building an electricity network which is capable of supporting Uganda's industrialization electricity. Some industries applied, they said they don't have strong power. We are coming. We have heard you. We are coming. We are going to reach you. So in order for us to reach that tenfold growth, which government is committed to, we recently renewed our pact with the with the people of Uganda. Thank you very much for that. But we promised a tenfold growth of the economy in the next 15 years. We must accelerate investment in transmission, distribution infrastructure, rehabilitation of the aging one, and expansion of whichever substations. And when we come to you to ask for land for substations, please give us quickly and freely. Sometimes we need land where to put these substations. And we take so long because nobody will give us land. We also want to promise that we are greatly enhancing our customer care. We are greatly enhancing our customer care, and we are greatly enhancing our communication. From now on, if you get an outage where you have not received the communication before, then that is going to be because it is a fault. Either somebody has vandalized the line, or the power has jumped off. And even in that case, our engineers usually jump in, and when you send a message to our hotlines, we will respond immediately. I wish to assure all of you Ugandans, the outages are temporary.
Fully acknowledge the inconvenience to our customers that you have faced during the implementation of these works and the projects that we've been talking about. However, the significance of this project in enhancing the capacity of the backbone to improve the reliability and efficiency of the electricity supply cannot be overstated. As we go into the last phase, a lot of the works have already been completed. Some of the areas that have been going off daily over the past couple of weeks have been completed. But as we go into the last phase of this Kampala Metropolitan Transmission Project, which is supposed to end on 8th, I'd like to share the areas that will be affected between 31st and 8th August. The first one is Musenero area. That is from our Namungona substation. The affected areas will be Musenero areas, Chinonya, Bukuluji, Lugala areas, Lusaze, Chigobe, and the surrounding areas. For the Busega line from our Mutundwe substation, the areas that will be affected until 8th will be around Natete. That is Natete Police Station, Chigaga, Chibumbiro, Chigwanya Road, Busega area, Busega Samona Factory, and Natete Church Zone, and the surrounding areas. We appeal to the public to continue cooperating with us, UEDCL and UETCL, as we complete this project. We shall continue to announce the planned maintenance to keep it to keep the public aware, and these planned outages are necessary to enable the safe execution of the works, the safety of the teams, the safety of the community, and ultimately will deliver a stronger, resilient, and more reliable electricity networks. We also encourage the public to report electricity faults, if there are any other faults after these outages, promptly through the official UEDCL customer care channels, so that we can restore faster and we can get to know which areas are affected. We have a number of ways that you can report as the customers. We have toll-free lines whose numbers are 0800 203 088, 0800 285 284, or 0800 385 385. Our teams are online 24 hours a day to be able to receive your complaints. Please use them. We also have other social media channels. We have X, we have Instagram, we have, you can also write an email at callcenter@uedcl.co.ug. Our X handle is UEDCL Limited. So please use them. We track these complaints, and we are working on ensuring that our teams will be there promptly in case of any outages or faults outside these. We have also noted reports of individuals attempting to exploit members of the public seeking electricity connections and meters by demanding cash payments in exchange for meters or faster service. We wish to make it categorically clear that no applicant should give cash to any individual. Any individual who asks you, send to my Momo, send to me, meet for cash, please do not give any individual claiming to facilitate electricity connections or meter installations. We have standard payment channels. Just to make it clear, the standard fees are there for inspection. It's 23,600. And for our Government of Uganda connections, we give preloaded units. There's a payment for preloaded units, which you shall get for your use of 6,400. But all UEDCL payments are made only through authorized banks and also the approved electronic payment platforms, where we also have mobile money. From your phone, you can just make the payment and you will get the message when it's received. So anybody demanding cash is acting fraudulently and should be reported immediately to police or UEDCL. Allow me to also talk about power losses. These are losses, this is energy that is used by individuals, but they do not pay for it. There are also losses through the network. When you use electricity and you do not pay for it, it is illegal use of this electricity, as it should be metered, some through bypasses and tampering. Some people also come to our customers promising them that they can do work for them and they don't have to pay for this electricity. This is also illegal. Not only does it cause a sustainability risk, because we'll need to collect the money to further invest in the network, but for our customers and the community, it poses a significant safety hazard, where we have seen fatalities due to works that are not approved. And as such, we also call upon the public to report these people who go around assisting and aiding, and these camufus who go around convincing people. Just to let you know that it is illegal, but we should work with you. If you're part of it, you report yourself, and we shall also come and replace your meter. In line with that, I am pleased to also inform the public that the Government of Uganda has now secured a substantial amount stock of electricity meters. I think many of you have seen them coming through UNBS. As they get tested, we are putting them on the network. So we're also increasing the speed of connecting the backlog and replacing meters that had failed. We also have other essential network materials. There's been some delay also in transformer replacements. I'd like to inform you that we have also gotten transformers now and are continuing to ensure that there is a pipeline so that we can replace transformers and other materials in a timely manner.